see it from the outside.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, probably can.
We're just checking to see if it's recording.
Yeah, it's. Let me check now. Books.
Good.
We are live, bud.
Yeah. Are we live?
We are live.
Live. Live and in the house.
Live and let live.
That's it. Live and let live, but make sure you live.
That's it, man. So, we had our swim this morning. I'm here with episode 54 with Paddy Douglas,
54.
aka Fabio Foster.
Oh, Fabio.
How did that happen? Where did that come over? And it says, I must bleeding ask.
Fabio. Yeah, it's just getting stick when I was younger. Fucking the brother Ray went in the top man, bought a lot of clobber, and he's in the mirror throwing it on all the new gear, and me and my two cousins come into the room and we catch him in the middle of his throwing on his bleeding best. And one of the t-shirts that he bought was like this white t-shirt with very thin stripes in it, and it looked like some fella that you'd see wearing in the chipper. So we look at that, there's our Fabio there with the chipper, yeah. So my brother took a huff, threw her off him onto the ground. I was going out that night, he says, give me that fucking brand new thing, think of a bollocks. Threw it on me, went down the blacker, and I was actually going down there with two of my cousins to meet another cousin down there. And we went up to the bar, got me gargled, coming back 2 pints of Foster's. So getting stick. The cousin that we were coming down to meet, that was the thing, just the gas thing about it. The cousin that we were going down to meet, he didn't see this t-shirt, he didn't hear about Fabio or nothing. So when I rocked up, he goes, the cousin that we were meeting turned around and goes, sure, look at this fucking Fabio there. And then he goes, Fabio Foster's. And then I clicked, a couple of gargles in me, says, right, that's it. I'll keep that now. That was fucking, Jesus man, that was probably 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Good old blacker days.
I used to, like, I'd hear of you, I didn't know you at the time, via the Muay Thai. Like, I'd be watching the fights coming up and it's like, who's this fella Fabio Foster?
Yeah.
Who's this foreign fella, is it? Because there was another foreign fella that
Fabio
Reezy or something like that was his name. Another, so it's like, must be some bleeding foreigner from down around Kilbarrack somewhere, and he must be legal.
Shout out fucking Ballymore.
Yeah, there you go now.
I kept that name for the wood. Still going now. It's an old tag name now. Fuck it.
Yeah. It was a nice swim this morning, wasn't it?
It was grand. It was a lovely, really mild this morning. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I was only saying it got carried over from last night. Last night was really mild. This morning really mild. See, it was fresh, man. You only need a good old dip.
Yeah. Well, we had a few chats down there about take the masks off. Yes.
Take the mask. What mask are we talking about, John?
Remove,
are we talking about the physical mask? Or are we talking about the fake mask?
Remove the two masks. Remove
them all.
The bleeding Gikna mask that's worn into shops, and remove the real mask. No, everyone's wearing a mask.
Remove the fake mask to reveal the real mask. Yeah.
There you go.
You're masking up all your emotions and your bullshit with the fucking fake virtue signalling on this bleeding platform called social media.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I think that's just the way of the land now, though.
Yeah.
It's about having an awareness. That's how it is.
Yeah. No, it's all out there at the moment. You know, it's like I'd hate to be in that state that people's opinions of what I done mattered. You know?
Well, it's only when you're at the bottom of the fucking barrel, struggling with life and your own bullshit that you're not dealing with that. Like, I've went with everybody's opinion. I've been agreeing with everybody. I've been following what everybody else is doing. I've been doing everything that's the said right thing to do. Yet my fucking life is miserable. Yeah. I'm not happy with myself, within myself. I'm not doing things I want to do because I'm afraid of what they or he or she will say. It's like, yeah, that's the whole fucking point. Go out and live your fucking life the way you should be living it, the way you feel you should be living it, not off this fucking fake platform. Yeah. it is liberating. It is liberating to be able to be yourself. What you see is what you get type of person. It is liberating because you don't have to wake up in the morning. So give me that mask, put that on for today's show. Yeah. I'm 15 minutes in this state. I'll take that mask off, put on another mask for sitting. Fucking hell, man. Yeah. What about yourself, man? Do you ever look in the mirror and fucking have a little chat with yourself? And it's just a constant flow. But I call it the path of least resistance. Yeah. You will take that path of least resistance if you have that mindset of where you can't be yourself. A lot of people don't even know themselves. But you will take that path of least resistance because you don't have to deal with any of your shit, real shit. Yeah, that's where we're at today, and I think it's healthy to have those conversations. I know it's the elephant in the room. It's constantly getting brought up, but when you're able to have a healthy conversation about it, I think it's good. You know what I mean?
No, there's people buying shit that they can't afford. People taking drugs from doctors to make themselves what was it, Terence McKenna, about to sit with this is. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like the uncomfortableness. So they're going to go to drug dealers, with qualifications, or they're going to go whatever, just to be able to sit with themselves. You know what I mean? But it's all about finding how to sit with yourself and be alright with yourself, you know.
How did you think you get there, John? Sitting with yourself, being able to be in that comfortable, being able to be in that discomfort, but going and seeking it with yourself.
I'll tell you how you get there. Stop fucking abusing yourself and fucking making yourself soft and taking fucking medication or drugs or fucking materialism or to numb them feelings. And how you get a spiritual awakening is pain is the touchstone to spiritual progression. You have to feel it.
Yeah, I do say that the message is in the darkness.
You have to feel it.
It's just that you can't see it.
You know, you trained, you fought pro Muay Thai, the whole lot. It has to hurt. Yeah. People don't want it to hurt. Yeah. That's why they run away. Yeah. That's why they wear the masks. That's why they pretend they don't want life. Is supposed to hurt. Suffering is good. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Don't run away from it. Embrace it. Yeah. Bear it. You know?
100%.
So that's the way I do me thing. I didn't do me thing like that for a long time, but till you get a wake up call and you go, actually, this other way over here that we've been told that works, use enjoy it. I'm out.
It's good that you're able to do it. Like when you're in that state of mind with yourself, it's good that you can just go on these paths and just go and do wherever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, and then you get people just looking around and say, what's happening over there? Like and you're just doing it on your own. You're not putting it out there. Oh, I'm going on a bleeding. A fucking hike today, every day for the next 20 days. All this shit. You're not doing any of that. You're just doing it, and people are just looking over, taking notes. What are you doing over there? So I'm just going out here. I'm just going this. I'm going for the swim. I'm going off this to meet these people to go off on this hike. Blah blah. You can come join us if you want. And it's like, all right, yeah. So I think people will see you doing their own thing without it being publicised of this whole fucking yoke about it. Seeing you doing their own thing will make people want to be involved and around you and give them that awareness of like, Jesus, man, if he's able to do it and whatever he's doing, he just seems to be happy. He just seems to be okay with all the shit going on. He seems to be okay. What is he doing that I'm not? And again, it's a lot of people just didn't get to the stage where they're like, I'm able to do all this on your own, have this mindset, strong mental state with yourself. You didn't get there without it being hard. You had to go through the bullshit. Bullshit. And again, we'll go back to the simple thing. The path of least resistance will be taken by those who are not capable or just haven't got the awareness of it, of what it takes. And what it takes is fucking, it's hard work, but it's hard work worth doing.
Whereas the other, like, I look at the other side of it, that mind-numbing, lurching from one weekend to the next, on your bollocks out from one bag to another, like, fucking whatever you're feeling, you're bleeding, this is up with and going, boys, that is hard work. See this shit over there? this is actually
easier.
Yeah. You know what I mean? All you're doing with Netflix, bags, gargle, fucking all that shite that goes along, that mind-numbing materialism. Like, now, have my share. I'm out here with these fucking mad cunts doing mad shit, having fun, you know.
And look, we're only scratching the surface when it comes to all that shit. Fucking, that's what I love about it. It's that journey. That's just like it's just a constant flow of a new beginning. Not so much with yourself, but a new beginning with the experiences that is having. Like, one day we're down there having a swim. The next day we're like fucking across the way of Ireland there in a lake somewhere, because some fella was down the shelters one day and says, "Come on over to my place, let's go over here, it's fucking class, do you want to go?" And we're like, "Yeah, let's fucking go." So it's a new discovery with the experiences you're having with your life. But with like that, there's two sides of it. So you look at the child that got brought into the world, and whatever what environment they were brought up in, it's going to be basically leading the majority of their life of where they're going, unless they have an awakening with themselves and an awareness to better their life. So you can imagine through teenage years into young adulthood, into a 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, like it's a really fine balance of like just total oblivion throughout the whole of life until something happens. Whatever stage it happens at, something happens where that person has either a breakdown, a breakthrough, and an awakening, or a stage in their life where fucking something emotional happened to them, where they got this awareness about themselves, and they're just like, what? So all that fucking year of just being blinded by just the environment and how I was brought up and indoctrinating me, and that's where you step out of that hole. Just fucking, what are you doing there? A bleeding tick to Jesus. I have a lot of understanding of why this person was in that situation, of why he was living his life under a rock, not knowing how powerful he is or she is, until this moment happened in their life, and they're just like, I'm going to start changing. And it could be this simple like that. I'm not going out this weekend. I'm knocking off my phone because I want to stay in and just actually sit with this fucking feeling that I've never felt before. I'm sitting with it, and then like that, just a little ripple effect. Each weekend I'm only going to go out once. No, I'm only going to go out once a week to fucking once a month. I'm going to just lay off the gargle for a while. And then I'm going to start training, and I'm going to be hanging around with these cunts over here instead of them cunts. I'm going to owe all my bills. So it's just one thing from just having this like, little moment of awakening. It can lead on to so many things, and it's just unfortunate because you look at when you're way down the shelters, like, if you look at the pattern of people that's down there, there's a majority of them are like at an age where they've already lived a lot of their life. They're out of their young teens, or out of their like their granddad, some of them, and you look at them and like, unfortunately the majority of them are suffering, and they're only realising now that there's another fucking side of life that doesn't require anything other than showing up and being present. Like, you don't have to pay for it. You don't have to take medication. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to fucking do anything. You literally just have to show up and be present and be in the moment of it. And that's it's savage that, like, we're at an age where we're able to see this, but like, it's crazy to think that you could be going through your whole life like that, and then one day you're down the shelters listening to a lot of cunts talking about their emotions, feelings, the fucking shit they're going through, the life that they had before this, the reason why they're down there, the first time getting into the sea. It's just like, fucking hell, man. This is like, not just the shelters, across the whole fucking world, across Ireland especially, fucking the depths that we'll be in, the depths that we're going to be going into.
Yeah, now it's I came to this, it's like, life, Mother Nature, whatever you want to call it, leaves little clues for you. She leaves clues, and you can pick up on them clues if you want, or you can choose to ignore them via the bag, via drinking, via mind-numbing fucking medication, whatever you want to do. You can choose to ignore it, and everyone chooses to ignore it. I didn't choose to ignore it. I was in with a loved one. I was sitting in a psychiatric hospital. This person was very sick at the time, and he was there for a good couple of weeks. And I looking all around this place, and I'm seeing these men, and I'm seeing women, and I'm seeing, and I'd be talking to a few of them. I was visiting this person on and off, and it kind of was a wake-up call to me, going, what did these guys do that they ended up here. How do you become so unhappy? Because it wasn't a financial thing, because most of them were very fucking wealthy. You know what I mean? So what did they do that they became so unhappy that they had this breakdown to come here? And if you look at, like, it's all repressed stuff, it's all job, it's all balancing act, could be drug problems, could be this, it's pressure, you know what I mean? And unable to cope with stuff. And then I went down a rabbit hole of reading stuff and kind of come to the realisation of, well, I need to learn from this, you know what I mean? And even though I've never been depressed, I've never suffered from anxiety, and going, no, this needs to change, like, fuck this, you know what I mean? And myself and Yvonne closed our gym, and we done things about, like, a few things happen, but we done things living and going, this is the stuff we need to see to make us go, no, this ends here, like, you know, do you know what I'm saying to you? To see that, like, I'm not going down that route.
No, it's mad how much life slows down when you start cutting out all that shit. When you start realising like, imagine how fast your life must be to suddenly stop, and then the next while you're in a fucking psychiatric ward. Yeah. It's like, at any stage did you ever just reflect? Did you sit down with yourself? Did you understand how far you're at the coming, or how hard you work to get where you are? Or was it always, what's next? I need the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. Like, what are you actually trying to chase? What are you looking for? Are you not happy where you are? Like, and when you start realising, like, it comes down to pretty much gratitude of, like, what you have in the moment, what you're able to do in the moment, being in the moment. That, like, literally there was no yesterday, there is no tomorrow, it's just literally now. When you're able to have that, it's real essence about you, that you're able to just sit in that space and be totally comfortable with it. Like, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Like, can you imagine having everything you want and sitting in the space and being, like, crippled with anxiety, and you have everything on paper, in the image, for the view, for everybody else to see that you have everything, but you are crippled with anxiety there because you feel like you had nothing. But yeah, the other side of things, you look at, like, I can't remember the last time I actually went out and bought clothes. I couldn't give a flying fuck about clothes. But that's just an example of, like, how simple it is. But the idea that, like, I'm so content sitting in a pair of shorts in a patch of grass, fucking just listening to fucking birds. And on the outside, it's someone looking, like, if you put someone way up, who has everything, who has, like, minimalist of stuff, who's happier? And then you start saying, why are they happier? What's the difference between him and her, or her and him, and what are they doing that's making them happy? Well, it's funny enough, it's by doing nothing, I'm actually really happy. I'm doing nothing, and when it's all covered out, and when I lay it all down, I'm actually doing a lot without making it out that I'm doing, without making a scene that I'm doing a lot. Because I know it's important, I know it's bullshit, I know it needs to go, I know where I need to put my energy, my work, my time. And, like, when I weigh it up, it's like, jeez, I don't even feel like I'm doing stuff. Because what I'm doing is the essence, is the importance of it, of what's going to make me happy. When everybody else, well, not everybody else, but when a lot of people are in a situation where they're just doing a lot for someone else, and they're doing fucking nothing for themselves. That nothing, not even the work that they have to do to take the pressure off the life that they're trying to fulfill and chase for someone else. That's fucking serious pressure. Just imagine being in a job that you're just constantly trying to fill for someone else, or being in a relationship that you're trying to constantly fill for that other person to be happy, and you're fucking, like, cracking up, big smile on your face, but, like, you're cracking up because none of the work is being done on the inside at all on yourself. And that's one of the fucking, just one of the many things that's wrong, is the fact that people just can't sit with themselves, which is unfortunate. They don't even know how to.
No. And if you're listening to this, Yvonne there about 13 years ago, I remember us kind of going through a stage, and you go through the motions because you're being conditioned, and she said to me one day, just sit down, right, get a piece of paper out, sit down and write down what you don't want to do. Write down what you don't want to do. And I wrote down a couple of things, what I didn't want to do. It's like, right, people are just constantly flying and going through things that they buy into this, that like you do something, you go to a place that you hate, or you have to do these things to somehow that you're going to get this pot of gold at the end and you're going to be happy. That's bollocks. That's bollocks. Write down, if you listen to this, write down if you're what you don't want to do, and you'll find out then what you want to do and what will make you happy. And you don't need all the other bullshit that goes along with it. Just to be happy. You know what I mean? To live in the moment, to live in the day, you know, to do things that are fun. That's what it's all about. Like, to do things that are fun. You know?
Yeah, you could look that. You could write down what makes you happy, what's making you unhappy. It's so simple. Like, that's how, and that is just bringing in an awareness for you to actually answer to yourself. It's not me writing down a piece of paper and handing it to you and saying, read that, because what I've written there is what's going to make you happy, and what's making you sad is what I write down, and that's not. It's you writing it down and looking it back and you're like, Jesus, did I just write that? Yeah. So it's just bringing that awareness.
And it's so fucking simple.
So, man.
It's so fucking
simple and powerful. Jesus Christ, man. And I that's how much I believe in how strong and real energy is that it's not just words on paper. It's complete strong energy and emotion coming from you. It's coming out of your body, into the pen, onto the paper, and it's like, and I use the example when I'm doing work with anybody with the Wim Hof. It's like, if you would the journal, do you write down stuff? Yes, right, grand. Write down whatever you're feeling, thoughts, emotions, and all that. Fold it up and see how easy it is for you or uneasy it is for you to hand it over to someone to read out. It's like, I'm not fucking giving that to them. My bollocks, you read that. That's my personal. And then be like, but it's only words on a paper. That's all it is. It's just words on a paper. What's the big deal? It's like, no, it's not just words on a paper. That's exactly the realest form on me, on paper. And that realest form is real energy coming from you. It's real emotion coming onto that paper. That's how real, and that's how strong and powerful, just by writing stuff down and then being aware of it and being able to have a discussion with yourself to what you're saying. It's a whole different level of thinking, and as an individual, as a person that you are, that it allows you to give you that bit of breathing space to say, fuck, I need to get my shit together. I need to actually start analysing this stuff a little bit more. Powerful. Writing, and it'd be the great thing, just like coming down to the shelters and getting into the sea. It's free. It doesn't require a lot. You just need to show up and be present. It's the exact same way. You get a pen and paper out, just write. It doesn't cost you anything. You can do it anywhere. You can go you can do it at any stage, morning, noon, night, and you can be very much more present with yourself than you've ever been just by having a pen and paper and writing that shit down. It'd be the first place I would, if anybody was asking for a bit of advice, I was like, just get a pen and paper and write, man. Just like sit down and write, and it doesn't have to make sense. I always say that because you ever see when it's like, write down how you feel. Like, I don't know what the fuck I write. I'm fucking my head's up my arse, I don't know what. Well, then write that. Write down that you actually don't know what to write. Write the words, I don't know what to write. Write down that your head's up your arse. Like, literally write out what's coming out of your mouth. Write down, this is a load of bollocks. Just keep writing, and eventually something will start flowing, and then more words will come out that you weren't even thinking. It's like you're just getting that layer of fucking heavy fucking dirt off. Get that out of the way first. Now we just start getting the fucking writing. Then start write down the simple stuff. Today's date. What's the weather like? What's the environment around like? What are you wearing? Get that into that flow of writing, and the next of all, boom. I actually feel okay writing this. It's not as bad as I thought.
Well, so it's we've been very lucky that all during the plague we've been down here swimming
during the plague,
breathing. What did you do during the plague?
Yeah,
we done a bit of breathing, we done a bit of swimming, we done a bit of drinking coffee, we done a bit of roaring at the moon,
shouting at the moon,
howling at the moon,
coursing at the moon.
But anyway, we're going to talk about moonstock. So the first time I came across, Yvonne was coming out here, the meditation you were doing with. So yin yoga, Jen was doing a bit of yoga. you were doing the bit of breathing, everyone was getting in. Then when the plague really kicked off, when the plague really took hold, that had to stop because a lot of Chamboleros from Dublin Live bleeding start kicking out and with their whatever. So that stopped. But Paddy we done a little underground.
Had to go underground, unfortunately. Imagine that. A lot of people gathering together, and I don't even say gathering lightly, I mean like coming together emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, coming together, gathering, not just on that fucking vision side of things, but it's so bad in what's going on in today's society that it had to be done underground. Where the only thing that's gonna happen here is people are gonna benefit just by bringing the awareness to themselves. That's what's gonna happen. Nothing else, nothing after that. But that's how bad it was in the scene that had to go underground. Like I remember writing, like I can't make it public, and not that I couldn't be honest, I couldn't give a flying fuck. But it's the idea that like if you put that energy out there, you are gonna receive positive, but you will receive the negative. So if I put it out there, I'm doing fucking putting on a bleeding moonstock, moonrise, this, that and the other, like you were gonna get energy out there that's just gonna be like, right, what can I do? I'm gonna be on show, I'm gonna need to know where this is, I'm gonna know, so and then ring up the guard. There's a lot of people down there fucking enjoying themselves, breathing, connecting with nature, connecting with outdoors. So it's just like underground shit. And what's at the stemming from that now is how organic it is. It's a very organic thing that's happening right now, because it's I could easily say 99% of it is word of mouth. I put up a post, and all it is a reminder of when the full moon is. I don't put a reminder up that it's like, oh, next week is moonstock, next week we're all gathering. It's nothing like that. So I put up that one, and that's just like a little penny into the pond. A little ripple effect happens, and see what comes back. What's coming back is what's coming back is just amazing. Amazing, because the word of mouth is spreading, and people are spreading it with positivity, good vibes and good energy, and just the awareness of knowing what is happening. And it's a lot more than just people going down and just breathing and getting into the sea. There's a lot more than that. There's a whole sense of community, and from that it's spreading across a large part of Dublin right now.
And nobody gives a fuck what area you're from, what your address is, what car you drive, what clothes you wear, what religion you are, what sex you are, what colour you are. Nobody gives a fuck.
Mask, no mask, vaccine, vaccinated, non-vaccinated. Couldn't give a flying fuck.
Are you getting in?
Yeah, I'm
You're
getting
breathing?
in. Yeah,
Wobber.
yeah, sound.
No.
But so with the whole thing is, I look at it like this. It's very easy for me to put something on like that, to go down there and like give off that energy, because there was a stage in my life where I needed something like that. I needed somewhere I could just sit and listen, and then be told, give this a bash and see how you feel after. Just do this and see which way you feel at that. But at the same time, be receiving an energy that's just like, man, I want more of this. What's this about? So it's easy for me to put that out there, but it's hard for me to reconnect to how important it is for the person that's sitting there listening. So I've passed the stage where I'm like, I know how much people need this, but I'm not truly feeling how much they need it. And it's only when they come up to me or when they send me a message, I'm just like, fuck, thank you for this, because this is the reminder I need for it. This is the reason why I need to be doing this shit. This is the reason why if I can facilitate a space where people are able to connect back with themselves, connect with other human beings, connect with nature, if I can facilitate that place without carrying that heavy burden of like, people need this, I'm just doing because it's so natural for me to do it, but then receive after it. I'm just like, thank you for reminding me. I need this reminder, because that'll get me back here the next month bigger, stronger, more vibrant, more wanting to fucking give back, and allow people just to be so vulnerable in a space that they have these awakening moments with themselves that they can only explain. I'm just like, I know exactly what you mean when you're talking like that, because I was there, And I remember the day that I had that awakening moment with myself. Still am. It's amazing. It's amazing. No matter how far you go, you're always learning, which is savage. But the vibe I'm getting is that a lot of people are in this space and they are craving it because they're in that limbo moment with their life. It's like, I need something. Yeah, I'm going down the sea. Yeah, I'm going here. I'm writing, doing a lot of journaling. But now you're in a space where there's like everybody is in sync with one. You know what I mean? And that is the moment we're all in. And when we're all in that moment, fuck me, that energy is. And I know it, because when I'm doing private sessions, I'm not like that the way I am on the beach. Like, I feel like I'm fucking have armour on me when I'm down there. It's just a flow. And the last thing I want to try and do is rehearse anything. Jesus, man. Because as soon as like, I rehearse, I'm in the analytical mind. I'm like, yeah, that's how I thought I was meant to say. I should have said it that way. I was meant to be a bit louder when I said that. It's like, and now I'm just like, a flow. Just let it happen. And what's coming back is there is really a true organic movement. What's going on down there? I love the crack that we have about it. Though it's like a cult. Do you know what I mean? I love that crack. And we're all going to be a fucking mass bleeding suicide. They'll come down there. Hey, everybody drink this. We're all going down on the moon ship.
The Kool-Aid.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's going to be one of them. We're all going to be getting like fucking secret tattoos and all this bollocks. First thing you do about moonstock is you don't speak about moonstock. But that's where it's leading here. But from the moonrise that myself and Jen was doing, I had this vision when I walked onto the beach, and it was in November, and it was a lovely evening now. And I walked on, I just seen people lying there, but all I could see was tents. It was fucking weird. It was from the mats and the way people were just chilled out and lying down and all that. When I walked on off the steps and was walking on the beach, I looked down and I was like, fuck me, because all I could see was the bleeding, was people, and I could see tents. I was like, jeez, this is like bleeding Woodstock, this. So I was like, this is great. And I just got this energy buzz about it. I was fucking deadly, yapping away to people. And when I started talking, just this flow, just energy started coming out of me. I was just like, this reminds me of Woodstock. And then from there, just more things that prompted me. And I called it Portstock. So I was in Port Marley, Portstock, yeah. So that was that. So that was the energy was going off. This is like a little mini festival, loving it. And the next day, myself, Dave, I actually said to watch that podcast 2 years did. Myself and Dave, we were down in the shelters. We took mushrooms. We had it like we were going to watch the full moon rise again, go across the sky. And whenever we felt like going home, we were going to go home. But it was in that moment when we were on the bleeding mushrooms, we were chanting, flow talking, loving life, energy was fucking high. Or it was just staring at the moon. I was like, we had Portstock here last night. You're on the old mushrooms, the fucking energy's a different level now. Just like, yeah, spitting rhymes you don't even knew you had. But us was like, we're gonna go bigger. We're going to the moon. We're going to the fucking moon. Moonstock. That's the next one. I was like, from there, my head exploded. But like, I know what's happening. I already know. I'm putting a plan in place that there's gonna be a Moonstock festival, and that is so easily for me to rhyme that off the tongue. I'm just like, I don't need to worry about how it's going to happen. I don't need to worry about all the fucking the in between. Or just there's A, that's the top. A is the top, and fucking B is the bleeding destination. A the top, B the destination. In between A and B, who gives a fuck about that? You don't need to worry about that because it's already happened.
Yeah,
and you can see the energy that's happening from that. It's needed, especially in times like this. Yeah. My God, it's needed.
And if you look at what happened in Dublin last weekend, right? Okay, people shitting in the street, pissing in the street, running amok, just alcohol fueled, drug fueled, whatever. Just angry young people who have been held hostage for a year and a half due to a virus with flu-like fatality numbers. You know what I mean? And then you have other people that continued on their human connection, continued on living their lives, getting in the sea, looking after each other, talking to each other, connecting with each other. The difference, you know what I mean?
Balance.
Love, hey, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
there's a lot to be looked at from that, and government and everyone are trying to point fingers and blame, but don't want to take any blame themselves. Like the one good thing about, shout out to Ian Yoga Jen about starting all that started up, humans need connection.
Usually.
You
Well,
know,
we're designed to have that.
we need connection, and boy, what started there, it's like an organic thing. It's set in motion that people like me or other people that go, I don't want that other bit, and I'm not into that, and you can have my share of it. I'm down here living my life, and that's the way it's gonna go. And more people are kind of waking up to go, yeah, there must be something in that. What he's doing down there, like, you know what I mean? So, and it's organic.
100%.
It's just it's completely organic, which is great, you know.
But when you see what's going to stem from that moonstock, when you see where people are like, people are going to find themselves down there, and they're going to find a connection and a realisation that, fuck me, what the fuck have I been listening to all this time? And then all of a sudden they're listening to themselves, they're listening to their heart, their gut, their mind, their strong feeling that they have something else other than this bullshit narrative. And then they're going to start doing their own thing. You are going to start seeing more moonstocks pop up, because people are going to decide, I don't need to go out there anymore. That's amazing, and I can always go back, but I'm just going to start my own little fucking vibe. And that's going to be something that they're going to start off, and it's just going to be a ripple effect. It won't have to, and it doesn't have to be so much a breeding under the full moon. It could be anything. It could be a gathering for the full moon of like-minded people. Let's all go to a place. Let's all write down our thoughts. Let's all write down a poem, a song, whatever. Let's stand up underneath the fucking full moon. And let's all read it out to each other. One after the other. That could be something like that. Let's all have a training session under the full moon. It'd be like it's a great way to reflect back on, and as well as look forward to. So it's like you get there and it's just like another full moon. Let's all fucking remember the last one. Where are you at the being coming from the last one up to this point? And then it's just like, where do we move? Where do we go now from here on now? The next day they'll be buzzing. Next day they'll be buzzing. You can't wait for the next one. Everybody, the messages that they'll be throwing in, people sharing it, people reliving it. Just be class. And that energy is too big to be concealed. You know what I mean? It's too big, and it's gonna just start breaking off. People are it's gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. You'll have the main one, but then it's just gonna get bigger and bigger, and people are just gonna be popping up all over the place. I have lads coming down from Northern Ireland, Drogheda, loads of places outside Dublin, to get to this. And I can tell you now, it's gonna be fucking. Where do I know what's going?
You posted a video about 4 or 5 months ago in the middle of the plague, right?
Yeah.
Remember you posted bicep and the rave scene in your shelters, summertime. That's it. That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
See, this is the thing about where my mindset is. If I have a feeling on something, I'm just like, just put it out there. And I'm saying, you're going to see, I've said it so many times, you are going to see thousands of people. It's picture people walking to the beach because they cannot drive. You are going to see that happening. People are going to have to walk to the beach because they cannot drive, because there's too much traffic. It's going to be jam-packed. And if it's not the beach, it's going to be organised somewhere else, and people are going to have to walk to that as well. It's going to be fucked up, and it's going to be crazy. So much so that it's not going to be just Dublin, it's going to be across every province that is in Ireland.
And do you know what I loved? And what I love, like, I love it down here. I use the facilities. I'm very protective over it as well. I'm not going to say how many of us were down at Moonstock. There wasn't one thing left behind. Not one thing. You get so many people like that. Go down there, use the facilities, use the beach, and take everything off. The only thing we left behind was footprints. That was it. Yeah.
Now that's I'm an advocate for that, and I know what you're saying about the weekend, everybody gargling. But let's put it to this. What's the one? Now, I drink, I drink, but I'm also responsible.
Yes.
So I know if I'm out in the gargle and I'm anywhere and I have shit with me, that's coming home with me, or it's going into a fucking bin. You can't buy that cop on. You can't buy that fucking common sense that you need to pick up a bit of shit and put it in. You're taught that. You know what I mean? You're taught that. So if you're anybody listening, if you're on the fucking piss anywhere, pick up your shit. There's a bin not too far from you. Sort it out. Simple. I know for a fact, if anyone was to be leaving rubbish, I'd be calling them out on it. At that Moonstock. So we ended up staying then that night, moonstock. So the next morning, I had a bag with me, and I just went around everywhere, and I did pick up, like, fuck it, I think it could have been 1 or 2 stockings or something, but like, actually somebody left a pair of runners there. They're in the bin now. Gone. But like that, I would have done the same before I left it anyway.
Yeah.
But because we stayed overnight, it's like tomorrow morning, make sure to go through everything. But that's me. There's nothing I'm putting my name on or putting myself in there or getting myself involved with where it's actually doing a negative to nature.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the biggest themes down there is the fact that we're doing this in nature, not someone's gaff, not some bleeding hallway or anything like that. We're actually in the depths of all sorts. So we have the land on the beach, then we have the sea, then we have the sky, then we have the moon. So fuck me, man, we have it all. We have it all. And it's when you were saying there about people being locked up for a year and a half and shit like that, and what we've been doing, just continuing our life, living it. Another easy analogy I always talk to people about, and this is how we can have conversations, because you put them in simple analogies. Right, you show me someone that hasn't been following this narrative, right? And then you show me someone that has been following this narrative, and you tell me who's happier.
Yeah.
You tell me who has grown more in the past year and a half.
Yeah.
You tell me who has grown more, the person who has not been following the narrative, or the person who has been following the narrative.
Yeah.
John, I can guarantee you right now, if I was following the narrative, I'd still be working in IBM. I wouldn't know you. I wouldn't be sea swimming. I wouldn't be doing a podcast. I wouldn't be doing Moonrise. I wouldn't have grown spiritually, mentally, physically. I wouldn't be grown as a father. I would have been still stuck in the depths of whatever depths I was in. I wouldn't have learned. I wouldn't have been so open-minded. I wouldn't have learned more about human nature in the negative and in the positive. I'd be still RTE. 6 cans on the fucking Friday night.
Yeah.
Let's all fucking sit around and complain and blame them and blame him and blame her. They could be doing fucking nothing. So I don't know how anybody can expect any of us who have an open mind and a respectfulness towards anybody who wants to follow the narrative. Go ahead. But someone to turn around and fucking chastise us or fucking blame us for the continuation of all of this shit. It's just like, right, grand, but I'm still happy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You stay over there and I'll stay over here, and I'm fucking happy as Larry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get up in the morning, I'm gonna get out with a sea swim, I'm gonna talk fucking bollocks down the shelters, and I'm gonna go home happy. You show me what life you want to live. Yeah. You give me the picture, and I guarantee you the people that were in town and you're all running amok, I guarantee you the majority of them in there were the same people that were pointing fingers at everybody during any of the lockdown.
Yeah.
And will be the same people pointing the fingers when the next lockdown rolls around. And it's simple, and that's just the conditioning that they're in, that's just the mindset they have, that's just whatever. And like that, you just stay over there. I'm gonna continue being happy by not following this narrative. That all that narrative does is just squash anybody's hopes, dreams, feelings, emotions. That's all it does. There is no give me one positive out of the whole fucking narrative. Give me one, and I'll probably come back with another. I'll come back with another 20 reasons why you should be still following it. Yeah.
No, it's we need more human connection. We know that, you know, isolating people is never good. Part of the problems that we face as a society is lack of connection. That's the problem, you know. Go to your psychiatric hospitals, they're full of people that lost human connection years ago. Yeah, they're surrounded by people, but they're the most loneliest people on the planet. Dr. Gabor Mate speaks about it. Johann Hari speaks about it. These are read any literature them two guys put out. Terence McKenna, Alan Watts, all these guys I listen to, they all speak about this. We need connection. You've got to come down them shelters anytime. Nobody cares. Do you want a cup of tea? Do you want to go for a coffee? That'd be about the most expensive party a day, buying somebody a coffee or a tea and having a chat. And you might go up, you're going to stay there for a while, go up to Dunn's and get your old salad bowl with the chicken in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll give you an example, right? So I'll try to give you a bit of my mindset when it comes to the moonstock, right? And I know, look, see, where I'm at the being coming into my life and where I came from and where I am now. It's like, this is, my moonstock would be your shelters. So see when someone comes down to the shelters for the first time, you make them feel welcome. You make them feel at home, at peace, because you know where it's going to lead to.
Yes.
I know when people come to moonstock, I'm just like, just settle in, no pressure, just enjoy yourself, see what happens. In the back of my mind, I'm saying, you are going to, if you keep walking on this path that you're on, the fact that you're actually down here doing this says a lot about you. But if you're going to keep walking on this pathway and this awareness about yourself, all I'm thinking is, you're going to realise how powerful you are. You are going to just come into a place in your life that you are going to feel unstoppable. And when it comes to the work, the real work that you have to do, you'll be doing it saying, I know it has to be done. I know I have to face this shit. I know I have to sit in this poxy fucking darkness and just allow this, whatever it is in me, to come up so it can just come out of me. And I'll keep, you mentioned all those names here about books and people with the great minds. The theme around all of them is, and they always say it always stems from childhood. Always at a childhood stage, we're so vulnerable. We're in a hypnotic state. That one day your mother or your father absolutely loses the rag at you and fucking puts you in a corner, and you feel like the most loneliest child. You had the most heartbreak. That's ingrained in you, and that little moment there, which may seem like very trivial to your mum and dad, you just don't know what state they were in when it all happened. That there is like trauma. That trauma is just a little fucking, like a little ice cube in you, up and through your teenage years, that you have this fucking bit of resentment at some stage. You just don't know where it's stemming from. That like, it's only when you're fucking adulthood and you're doing all this work on yourself that something comes up and it's like, that fucking time I was bleeding, locked into my room, ground for bleeding 3 weeks or whatever the fuck, that you just had this trauma all over you. And remember that time, and you just wanted it, like something as trivial as that. And then the other opposite side of things, you have fucking people in an awful state. The point being, a lot of shit that we all have to deal with is always stemming from a younger childhood.
Being conditioned, that conditioning, that conditioning that our parents get, that we get. This is what you have to do. Conditioning.
Look at the children going around now with masks on. That breaks my heart. That absolutely breaks my heart. I have a 6-year-old child. The last thing, and it's simply because of the awareness that I have, the last thing I would do is try to put restrictions on him that are coming from the government. That, like, if you actually think about it, they are happy to see your child with a mask on because they know it follows their narrative. That when they know that your child is going to grow up with that ingrained in them, that when the government say jump, they will jump. So it's all the next generation, future generation of children that's just like mask, and they're seeing adults with masks, completely normal to them.
With zero evidence to back up that masks do anything. Zero, and you get all types of.
I don't need evidence. I need cop on. Cop on that fuck.
Human connection.
That's all I need.
We can speak to each other. We can hear each other. Human connection, communication. When you put something in between that, it's never a good thing. And no, it's never a good thing.
They all know the science is backing children at a young age. They need facial expression. They need facial expression to develop. And if I love seeing a child out in public, and I just big smile on my face with that.
More smiles.
That sounded dodgy.
More smiles.
That sounded dodgy. I love seeing a child out in public.
I'm going to end it. We'll end it at this.
We're not ending it, John. Mum, we're going on a trip now. Mum, up the road.
Your moonstock, what we do, and we're not gurus or anything. Why do I want people in the sea? Why do I want people doing jiu-jitsu? Why do I want people doing? And if they choose not to, that's fine. Why do you want people at moonstock? Why do you want people at breathing? Because I've discovered at this age in my life that self-help is helping others.
Oh, usually.
That's what it's all about. I feel better by doing that. I feel better. It makes me feel better. That's why I do it. I'm not looking for a cent off you. I'm not looking for anything. I don't want anything. I don't need anything. I have everything I want. By me helping other people, and then you go, there you go, and off they grow, and sometimes they might go, I'm out in Greystones now, and I'm swimming with me mates and the whole lot, and they're sending me messages. I'm like, fucking deadly.
100%.
Whopper.
Self-empowerment. If you have self-empowerment, if you are able to just gather your own self, like, without forcing anybody, when someone comes near you and what's going on here, like, you just give it back straight back. Self-empowerment is one of the biggest things you can give anybody. Self-love, then when you have self-love, all you want to do is just give love. It's crazy. This is how we operate as human beings, that when we want to hate on ourselves, we will hate on others. If we want to love ourselves, we will love others. It's that simple. And when you can give someone, like that, the old saying, isn't it? You can bring them someone out for a fucking fishing or something. I don't even know what the saying. What is it? Yeah, teaching the fish or something.
Yeah. What's it? Oh, for fuck's sake! I normally have them.
Go into Tesco's, buy a load of fish, but if you give them money, they can go in and buy it themselves. I don't know what the fucking saying is, but you get me drift. Yeah. When you teach someone to do something for themselves, they will constantly do it for themselves. You don't need you anymore.
No.
Don't need you.
No.
And if I can give someone a bit of self-empowerment, if I can facilitate a place, it's not that I'm giving them, man. If I can facilitate a place that people are able to feel safe, but at the same time vulnerable, but again at the same time bring full awareness of themselves in that space, well, I'm more than happy to do that. More than happy, because I know what'll happen, and like that ripple effect, they'll go off and they'll start talking to someone about doing something. Want to go for a hike? Yeah, let's go for a hike. What made you go for a hike? Don't know. Just feel good and I want to do it. You don't need to have labels on it. You don't need to have a reason. You just want to go and do it because it makes you feel good. And yeah, I think we all need to fucking feel good. What's going on?
Yeah.
Biggest advice: cut off the news.
Switch off the news. You'll feel better about it. Give Paddy, breathe, trust, flow. Get all over his Wim Hof. Yeah. Get all over. Get in the ice, fire and ice. So give Breathe Trust Flow on Instagram a follow. Paddy is a fellow podcaster. Do Me Thing podcast. It's on SoundCloud, Spotify.
Yeah.
Give it a follow. It's really good. And give Fabio Foster's follow on Instagram.
Yeah, if you want good balance,
I have another page, and I just let it die a bit. It's I just keep. I've another page. I just do the TRT one.
John, I need me daily rants.
Yeah.
John, I don't need me daily rants.
I let the other one die a bit because I'm not bleeding, ranting too much because people don't want to know. They want to run with the narrative.
Yeah. I love putting up the most obvious stuff. It's just like, that felt good. Yeah, I get it.
They don't want to know. But get all over the stuff. Get down to the shelters. Get down to moonstock.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're missing. And
if you want to know when the next moonstock is, without me telling you, just Google when's the next full moon. After that, then you'll figure it out yourself. Organically, people have found moonstock.
We need to take this global. I think we need to go to Ibiza for the end of the summer party.
Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. We're going to the moon, John.
Oh, we're going to the moon. Anyway, that's me. Please like, share, subscribe. This will be up on YouTube later on. Send it to somebody. Get into the sea.
Yeah.
Get doing jiu-jitsu. You need more human connection.
Give back to yourself, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Take responsibility for your health, for your happiness, for your love, for your life, for everything. Yeah. Cut everybody off. Just start working on yourself. As soon as you start putting yourself first, and believe me, you will just want to do nothing else other than start helping others.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how that works. We're not taught that though.
Stop listening to overpaid, overfed,
overweight, fat cunts,
bald, middle class wankers telling you about health. Yup! That's it.